clap. Guys, and back to SRL. We are here for round 9 of the championships. We are here for the Hungarian Grand Prix, or otherwise known as for this race, the Shrimper84 Grand Prix, who, if no one really knew him, he was a league racer on Xbox who unfortunately passed away a couple of days ago due to cancer, which is obviously very, very sad. Cancer, is a lot in my family, with both of my grandparents dying of it. So as a league which he used to race in his debut race, he actually got a podium. So this race is for him. In tonight's commentary box, you have myself, as always, SRL, Apollo, and for the first time this season, after Brad returning back to the race, we have Lightshock. Good evening.
Hello there. It's good to...
You are back.
Yeah, technically it's a return. For those that don't know, I did briefly do a stint commentating here when it was known as SVOR. Commentated alongside, I believe his name was Jack, I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
McLaren.
So, unlike sometimes when I do stand-ins for commentary, I actually know some of the people that I'm commentating on, because I recognise a few people here, which is definitely handy. But obviously I haven't seen him race since F1 2019, I want to say. Maybe 2020.
It'll be 2020.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm happy to be back.
Have my year off.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Well, either way, I'm happy to be back, and I'm looking forward to seeing, hopefully, some good racing tonight around the Hungarian. And obviously, I can't claim to know, I've known Shrimper84 myself, but nevertheless, I'm very happy to be here to pay respect to him as well. You know, obviously, cancer is just horrible, no matter what way you slice it. And, yeah, hopefully, we can have a really good race in his honour today.
Yeah, got 5 people already watching. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I will get the stream up, so I can keep an eye on chat. So a few things for this race. Obviously, full qualifying as per usual. As of, well, it'll be changing for some races that we have in the next kind of couple of months. I need actually, there's my stream. But obviously, for the formation lap, we will be having a minute silence to remember Shrimper, and we also have asked every driver to run a kind of blue/black/ the colours of cancer research as their helmets, and I've asked all drivers to run the 84 number. I don't know if everyone has or they are. I've seen a couple of drivers and they have. So.
Well, I've seen everyone has definitely at least got a blue helmet so far. Or black. I'm seeing a lot of number 84s out there, so I would say most of the field do seem to have complied with your request, which is lovely to see. It's oh dear, Tazonic left the session. Let's hope he gets back in quick.
He should do. He usually does. Who we got watching? We have got. I can't see through half because I've smashed my screen on my phone, so I can hardly see who's watching. So we got Bobby, who is Havoc, who shouldn't be watching because he's now on a lap. We have a bot by the looks of things. We have Let Joe, the championship leader. We've got JRT Norris running out very wide there.
We got Bonge as well, saying meow,
and Man Like Bonge.
Man Like Bonge, yes, I do remember Bonge. He was quite the character here, if I recall. So I'll be looking forward to seeing him out there on track again. Currently with JRT Norris at the moment. I believe he's going to be the first one to set a lap time in the Williams.
He did have a bit of a moment coming out of where the, I guess, kind of, I don't know what turn it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Turn 6.
Where the Red Bull is now going through. He's going into
yes, that slow right-hander with a curve.
Oh, the Spares actually spun it at turn 6.
At that curve, yes.
Gonna have to watch out. Hunt last week didn't even get a lap in after putting himself in a wall.
The Williams looks like
gonna be the actually use what a yellow. We got a.
Oh, that's a Mercedes.
That's Alex Squire.
He's not retired.
117.7.
Yeah, lost his front wing completely, but he is at least still going. The first time he's on the board, 17-0 for Havoc, 17-7 for Hunt. But yeah, that final corner, he seems to have got on the
Pete round the
power.
final corner. And it's going to be a 117.3 goes P2.
For the Red Bull, yeah, nicely done. So the spare's coming around.
Seb is going to be the next driver. We've got another. I think Allied Squire spun again at turn 1.
He's struggling because he's got no front wing, and obviously he's had to do a full lap on that front wing now because he's missed the pit lane. So yeah, he's going to be a little bit of an obstruction for drivers. Let's hope he obviously doesn't block anyone. I'm sure he won't. But here comes NOS Seb. I'm just going to call it NOS.
P1.
Very nice lap, 16.9.
Good NOS or Seb. I've got Ferrari of Bonge coming out. Some drivers have asked to do some donuts. I said if you wish, just be careful because obviously not a lot of space around the Hungarian, which is Allied Squire is obviously he's now figuring out for himself. We have what is Let Joe still in the pit lane, our current championship leader. I think they're also leading the constructors, I think, as well. I don't really pay much attention to the standings, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, if you don't know, I'm not gonna know, am I? So I suppose we're kind of a bit screwed on that, aren't we? So...
I mean, I could look, but we'll keep an eye on the chat. Bonge, didn't realise I left an impression on people like that. Good to have you back in the comms.
It's a pleasure to be back.
Got a fan already.
Yes.
Despair with a 140.9. Well, obviously he did have that spin, so I would imagine he'll be going a lot quicker. Pete is still sitting in P3. The Red Bulls been doing quite well recently.
Despair
goes quickest.
16.3 in that Aston.
Jeez.
Not bad at all.
Reese at the moment, starting his lap. Got Paper Stream, the GOAT. As we like to call him. There's Tazonic rejoining.
It's good to see.
I thought he'd already rejoined, but obviously he didn't. So we've got a yellow flag.
That's Despair again. He's gone wide at turn 2.
And I think he was just letting cars through.
Yeah,
maybe?
potentially.
And then he wants to do some donuts. The drivers have asked to do some, so.
Yeah, he's doing donuts.
donuts.
He's made sure to let everyone pass, right?
So let's quickly hide the HUD and we can get a nice view of. Despair will most likely be coming in after this lap and retiring because that's a pretty decent lap for himself. So.
Yeah, it looks as though it probably should be enough to see him through to Q2. Any ideas who would be at risk of being knocked out at Q1 at this early stage? Obviously, I don't know the pace of these guys on this game, so any sort of hints as to who we should be looking for?
Lucas Zaid has been struggling quite a bit in recent times.
Reese has gone P4.
Not sure if he picked. Oh, we got a Ferrari round, I think.
That is Sponge. He's lost it at turn 11. Very easy to do, frankly, so no shame in that.
I don't really know the pace of FIFA Joker, who is known. I think his name is Crace, and I've known him for a little bit. Paper Stream should be going quicker. Oh, got to spare round again. That's because he's probably ruined his tyres.
Yeah, his tyres are probably ruined and cooked at this point after those lovely, lovely donuts.
Eclipse PGR, he tends to be going out in Q1 pretty much every race. He's had a few races where he's able to get out. Gangster Owl, another driver who could struggle as well. Maybe RSF1 Hunt, maybe.
Yeah, I do recall Gangster Owl being a bit of an underdog back in the old SVOR days, so be interested to see what kind of pace he's got. Currently on board with Lucas A PGR, so we'll see what he can do.
Is he running the 84?
94.
No, he's running the 94. He doesn't really tend to look at the Discord, so I don't blame him. But he does have
a black helmet.
Blackish helmet. So
yeah. So at least
I did tell drivers they wouldn't get penalised for this, like if he didn't do, obviously. But obviously,
it's nice that they have
for them to do.
Yeah.
But, we got Ranzi also out on a lap as well, looking good so far.
Ranzi.
Also got Bradford, Season 2's world champion. Doing well himself as well. Obviously, he's returned back to, I guess, league racing. We've also got Bond get eliminated from Q1 at this rate.
FIFA Joker. He's set at 24-6 and he's a crash turn 11. Yeah, it's where Bond lost it.
paper stream's gone a bit quicker with a 118.
Yeah,
He might have to go again, I would imagine.
Luke says done a 17.5, Ranty a 17.4. Who's that that's just improved? I think that was Norris has improved to a 16.7, which is season P2. The tides are starting to come in.
Waiting. Got the championship leader and last season's championship winner out on track as well. He's looking to probably secure his second world championship if everything goes his way. His challenger is Despair at the moment.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on
doing
that.
fairly well. Both Joes going at it for the championship once again, and I believe Despair will be not leaving, but he's going to be missing about 2 races this season nearer to the end. I think he's gone on holiday or something. Let Joe, I'll jump on board with him a bit later.
Is that like Square? Goes fastest. By 1,000 from a second over Despair. Look at that.
Brando, who started the league as a full-time, then told us that he had work commitments, was obviously completely fine to do. Obviously, work is a lot more important than a league race, I would say. And then about a week later, he was telling us that he could come back as a full-time driver. So he went to reserve, and then literally a week later, he was back in. Funny enough, I think he actually started in the Haas, I think, and then he's back in the Haas. So crazy how things kind of work out. We've got Gangster Owl starting his lap. We'll get on board with. We've got Brando starting his lap. We get on board with who's next to? It's going to be.
I think it's
Joe.
Joe, yes. There's an Alpha Tower out there.
Though.
Yeah, but he's still going fast. He hasn't been caught invalidating, so he's still on for a good time here. I do recall Joe being very quick back in the SVOR days. He still is. Yes, I've seen some of his time trial times here and there. I know he's still got the pace, and I think we're probably about to see him go fastest. Call me crazy. Oh no, maybe not. He doesn't.
P4.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't tend to push in the first 2 qualifying sessions, so.
Okay, well,
Great Stars has just gone quicker. 1:15.
First 1:15, so that's a very good pace being set by the Red Bull there.
Got Bonge back out on track. Let's get on board with Gangster Owl, who's only a few corners away from completing his lap. Obviously, we're still waiting for the likes of Bradford, who's doing looks like a few runs on those tyres by the looks of things. Gangster Owl through the final corner.
Here he comes.
I'm going to say probably a 1:7:18. I would say
18.2 goes into 13
through so far.
So as you say, probably on the danger zone there, depending on what the 4 drivers who have yet to set lap times can do. But we've got Taz on it.
Taz is about to start his lap. I can't remember if it's Brando or Tazonic who enjoy getting I think it's P3. Because I think they finished their like 3 races in a row.
Fair enough.
Very happy with my lap P5 so far. You are now.
He's dropped to P7, but still very much up there in terms of pace. Only a few tenths off of championship leader LET Joe, so probably haven't seen the best of him yet either. Currently riding board with Tazonic. Beat him if you can. Survive if he lets you.
Gone again. Looks like Joe's gone again by the looks of things.
Yes.
He'll probably be looking to improve slightly on his lap.
Probably recharge his
Usually
batteries.
he doesn't push. But someone else
Seb,
has gone a bit quicker.
That's Seb, just on a 16.6, pops up into
Ooh,
P4.
Taz has invalidated. That's going to jump on board with Bonge, who was leading the championship at one point, and then decided he didn't want to race with some certain drivers. Then he left, and then basically was begged to rejoin by myself and a driver who unfortunately isn't here tonight. He's somewhere, I haven't got a clue. But anyway, Bonge coming around the second to last corner now. He said he doesn't really like this track.
Yes, he said that he's horrendous by his own words around this track. So let's see just how horrendous this lap is as he crosses the line. Well, he still goes
P4.
Still goes P4. So if that's him being horrendous, then I can't wait to see him at a track he likes.
I think a certain Ferrari driver is chatting absolute balls, I think.
Potentially. Got to make sure to stay out of Tazonic's way, though.
I'm not sure
oh, no, never mind. Tazonic's just had a big spin at turn 2.
He's alright.
He's
Scared the crap out of me then.
sorry. Tazonic had a very big loss at turn 2. He is okay. He's not retired, but he's. I don't know if he's got damage from that because I did see him clip the wall. He might struggle to get back in the pits.
I think he does have. Yeah, he does. Left wing, left side.
That could see him out then, because he's going to struggle to get back on track in time.
He'll have enough time if he gets back, I would say, in the next 40 seconds. If he gets back within that, I think he'll have enough time. We've got a yellow flag. I think that's Bradford slowing down, letting drivers through.
Yes, indeed.
I don't think he's actually been pushing at all on these laps. I think he's now trying to get back. I think he's actually run out of fuel, actually.
Who, Bradford? He's currently 16th on a 19.0 and very much in danger of dropping out here. Still got a few drivers set at lap times. Eclipse is on a lap, so let's see what that McLaren can do. He is running the 84. I don't think his helmet is particularly blue, but he is at least running the number 84, so I think we can let him off for that.
I think he's running the cancer research colours because they're kind of...
bit of a wobble through that corner, yeah. But that's fair enough then. I will very much let him
we've got a Ferrari off.
That's
going to be Bond.
That's Bond, yeah.
He's doing donuts.
Maybe. He's comfortably through at this point, so...
I don't know what he's doing.
Does anyone know what Bond is doing?
Brando and... Brando was on a lap, and now he's
backed off. He's lost his front wing. He's completely lost his front wing.
That's him going to be out of qualifying.
Indeed.
Tazonic is in the pits. I'm not sure how much long we actually have left because Sector 1 and Sector 2 have yellow flags, so I can't actually tell.
Well, Eclipse crosses the line, and he's only 17th with a 22.1, so he's still in the bottom 5.
Paper Stream's back out to look to improve. I would imagine Hunt is on a new set of softs. Tazonic is now on his way out, so he's going to have enough time just about. He's going to have to absolutely push. Ramsey retires in P11. That's going to keep him safe, I would imagine.
Yeah.
RSF1.
I'll say P11 upwards are probably safe. Lucas might be in danger depending on how quick. Well, we know Brando isn't going to be improving. Tazonic could improve.
Bradford's 3 temps up. Oh, but a massive kick of oversteer out the second to last corner. That might have cost him to get out of this qualifying session. He's going to go to the line, and he stays. P16.
P16, and
that is the end of his qualifying.
Yeah, no fuel left. Well, there might be fuel, but I don't think he'll be going any faster than that. So that is Bradford probably eliminated at this stage, I would say. We know FIFA Joker is out. Bradford almost certainly out at this point. We don't know if no, Eclipse has invalidated, so I don't think he'll be going faster. Brando's in the pit, so it's down to Tazonic basically at this point.
And Eclipse is back into the pits, as you said. That could knock Paper Stream out of qualifying, but he is. Oh, and Bradford spun.
Yeah.
Well,
he is on 7-lap-old softs, so those tyres
probably
can't be feeling good.
Tazonic starting his lap now. Only a few seconds away from beat. He's got 5 seconds, I just noticed there, so he wants to get this lap in.
Checker flag is out.
Oh, Let Joe's actually now in P2. I've only just noticed.
So he's improved, and that's on 5-lap-old softs as well, so he's clearly been building up to that. Still not enough to take
out on track, but he's down by 7 seconds, so I wouldn't imagine he's too bothered. He's RSF 100. He's currently in P14. Currently safe, but he's on 1-lap-old tyres currently.
He's fractionally down on his time from the Sector 2 mark, so he's going to need a massive Sector 3.
Final corner.
Crosses the line now, and he stays 14th. Yeah, he's actually set the exact same time as Gangster Al, which
Paper Stream.
So yeah,
Paper Stream should be. He could get knocked out if he doesn't improve.
Yeah, Tazonic's right behind him
by 1.1.
It's down to these two drivers. Then here comes a Haas. Does improve, but stays
Improves.
P15. And
And
Tazonic
Tazonic
up
goes
into
P3.
P3. So that is unfortunately Paperstream knocked out. He did improve, but not by enough. And RSF 100
Paperstream is
just
probably
through.
very knackered. He was actually at Kota yesterday for all weekend.
Oh, really?
And he only got back today, so he's probably shattered, I would imagine.
Well, 16 was
but
not a bad
anyways,
effort.
out of qualifying, we are going to see when I can actually get there. There we go. We have, unfortunately, Paperstream, Bradford, Eclipse, PGR, FIFA Joker, and Brando. So both Hasses eliminated, and AlphaTauri, McLaren, and Alfa Romeo.
Yes,
So
not the
they made
debut.
it through.
Not the debut FIFA Joker I was hoping for, I'm sure. I suspect there's probably more pace in him than that. We just didn't get to see it, sadly. Brando as well. Obviously, the front wing damage. We didn't get to see what his pace was. The Scotsman will have to start from the back of the grid, and we'll be in for a bit of a difficult race, I sense.
Yep, I would imagine so. Who else we got watching now? So we have Jack watching. Apollo's me, if you're wondering who that is. That's actually me. Obviously we've got Bonge. We've got Kisbo, who used to drive in. I think you might. Do you remember Kisbo? Maybe, I don't know.
I feel like it rings a bell, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sure. So.
And then we have some bots known as Lily Red Wolf. I would imagine
Yes, I've
that's a
seen that thing lurking in my streams now and again too. So yes.
Oh, we do love the bots in this league. Anyway, it's Q2. Obviously, these are going to be the tyres that the top 10 qualify on. They will start the race on. So a lot of drivers heading towards the mediums.
Yeah, I suspect it will definitely be worth a try to go out on the mediums. Maybe a couple drivers will be able to do it, but if I recall, there is a fairly sizable gap between the softs and the mediums on 1 lap pace. We're talking like maybe just over a second, so we'll have to see if they actually can get through on those. But I suspect that 1 or 2 can do it. So, just waiting on the first driver to come out. I see a Mercedes reading up, and
Tazonic.
Indeed, it is on the medium tyres, as you say.
It's also that's an Aston Martin coming out as well. Bond, as long as I continue my streak out of qualifying for my teammate at every race, I'll be happy. The full George Russell experience. Well, you're most likely going to. Right, let's get on board with Ranzi.
Yep, he's leading Tazonic out. They're both on the medium tyres, so they are both going to give these tyres a try. I suspect because they're doing it now, though.
Constructors champion.
Who's at the? Was that Ranzi?
Yeah, he won a season 1 of SRL. We still carry stuff over, so
that's fair. That's fair.
What car? He did that in McLaren, I believe.
I know when I commentated, he was racing for Renault.
Yeah, I think Ranzi's racing a different car for all these seasons. Southern Ping when that's the Sonic Cross cutting the chicane there. I think Southern Ping, I think he was in the Racing Point, I think from like season 1 until I think season 3.
Yes, when I was commentating, he was in the Racing Point. I do recall that.
We got Bonge, I think, in the vault. Yep, Bonge is in the vault.
Yep, no front wing on that Ferrari. That's not a good start to the session. No, you can't park there, mate.
We've got his teammate out on track. Everyone's opting for. Oh, Bonge is actually on the soft.
Bonge is the only one that came out on the soft tyres, and well, apparently Fate didn't like that idea, and it's decided to take his front wing off. As we've also had an Aston. I think Aston. Is that Ranzi's? Yeah, Ranzi's had a spin at the final corner.
And an Alpine, I think, either spun at turn 6 or. If he's in Vettel's car, what a coincidence that he also spun there. Like, what year was it? Can't remember. 2 years ago. I don't know who's actually on a lap. Let's go on board with Taz. Seeing as he's literally the only one currently technically on a lap, because Ranzi wouldn't be on a very quick lap, I would imagine.
No, not after spinning at the final corner. I suspect he's going to not be on pace.
Apparently, Paperstream is drunk, by the sounds of it. He's sent a cocktail emoji with eyes, so he's absolutely pissed. Didn't even realise Let Joe left the session.
I did. I sent him an invite, so it's good to see him back in.
Oh,
Oh, and he leaves again.
No, he's left again.
Oh.
I have no idea what he's doing to do, but hopefully he'll be able to get back in fairly soon.
Fingers crossed. Well, yeah, if Paper Stream is drunk, I think P16 is a very gallant effort if he's intoxicated.
I think Tasmanic's actually backed out of this lap. He's doing an extremely fast lap.
Yeah, I think he has. He's kept his ERS back, so he's going again. The mediums can do a couple of laps without really losing too much, so yeah, 27.
Nice, what a lap!
What a lap!
Oh, Joe's having some very difficult.
Yeah, he's
issues. Restart your export. Oh, Bond just back out on the softs. I would imagine
oh!
the same.
Oh,
gone.
Same place he lost it before. Ouch.
Right, let's get on board with. Oh, that's actually this has trying to recover back onto the circuit. A weird line through there, but actually no, Allied Squires maybe.
Yeah, Allied Squire, yes.
This should be good. It should go top, and this. Oh, Ramsey with a 128.
But will the Squire rise up and become a knight? Well, not a bad lap at all. 17.3.
Round the final corner.
Not bad at all.
Ferrari.
Be gone, Knave. As Lucas 8 does an 18.7. Havoc 17.8. All on the medium so far. We do have Bonge and Norris out there on the softs. Obviously, Bonge has come in to fix that front wing.
He's made it further this time around his outlap.
Despair, unfortunately, has invalidated, and he spins at the final corner.
Dead. Well, he may want to stay there because bit of a change for this season. Bonge had to definitely move out of the way there. That might get sent into the stewards, and he's backed out of that lap. But that's probably a sensible thing to do. I think that was Hunt on his way out of the pits, if it was.
Yes, it was indeed.
Ramsey's about to go quicker, I would imagine. Yeah,
18.0.
There's on it's back in the pits.
Seb invalidated his first run on the mediums, so he will be going again. Bonge is going on those softs. Let's see if Joe can actually stay in the lobby this time. We've got Reese out there on the mediums. We've got Hunt out there on the mediums. Despair is going again. Well, no, I guess not. Something is really wrong with LAT Joe at the moment. He seems to have a very difficult time getting into the lobby.
I'll give him a message to like reset his Xbox or something. It might work.
Meanwhile, I'll keep an eye on Bonge. He's just coming to the end of Sector 2. Ferrari, he's on the soft, so he is basically committing to starting on the softs, I presume, unless he's backed off. He has actually backed off, I think, because I see no ERS being deployed. And in fact, he's coming into the pits, so perhaps just a dummy run to get his eye in. So back into the pits comes a Ferrari. Here comes Despair.
That was Bonge.
Yeah, that was Bonge, yeah. As Despair crossed the line, only a 19.6. I suspect that might have not been a push lap, though.
Alright, Joe's back in. Let's see how long he can last this time.
Fingers crossed it lasts a bit longer. Seb has invalidated yet again on the medium, so starting to take a bit of life. No, Joe has gone again. Oh dear. Does seem to be having some serious issues right now. Meanwhile, the Red Bulls are out there on the mediums. We've got Reese in the Williams. Going a little bit close to the grass. I think he's backed off, in fact. Yeah, he has backed off, yeah. I think he knew that lap was gone. So he is going to try again.
We've got Seb on a lap. The AlphaTauri running the 84.
Both Astons have invalidated, so we won't be seeing any improvements from them. So it will be Seb to keep an eye on next. He's invalidated twice already. Let's hope he doesn't do it a third time as he comes to the end of Sector 2. Running that 84, as we say, for Shrimper. Who's that just popped up?
Someone just...
Reese.
Lucas Aid. No?
No, Reese did a 47.7 on the mediums, but Lucas may have popped up as well. No, he's...
round the final corner.
And he goes fastest.
P1.
That's not bad time at all. On those tyres, that's very good.
RSF on Hunt as well. Goes P5.
18.2 for him. A second, 1.2 seconds off Seb's best effort. Here comes Norris starting a lap. So I believe it will be the Red Bulls to keep an eye on next. Pete and Greg Stars.
Greg Stars is just invalidated.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on Pete then. The beautiful white liveried Red Bull, which we'll have for at least a couple more weeks, I think. Just coming around a slow penultimate corner. Not bad line. Final corner then. Round he comes. As Pete crosses the line, goes P3. 17.6. Not a bad lap time at all on those medium tyres.
I just told Joe to reset his Xbox. Hopefully that'll do something. Fingers crossed. P3 for Pete. Lovely lap. Greg Starr is starting his lap. Oh, Norris has gone off. Cars through as we speak.
So he's
right, Bonge.
Third
time lucky.
Third time lucky. Let's pray. He's on the softs again, so he's definitely committing to these tyres, but he needs to get a lap in ideally because well, I can't actually see how long we got left because the oh, there you go, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yes. Because the yellow flag thing gets in the way of it sometimes.
I know, it's so annoying. Wish they could have just made like a separate tab for that.
Yeah, I mean, how hard can it be?
We move. Yeah, well, I mean, it takes them months to recreate a track, so I mean, probably like about 5 months to make an extra tab, I would imagine. Anyway, Bonge about to start his lap.
Yes, let's keep an eye on him.
Already invalidated his lap somehow. Oh,
yeah.
And he's spun and he's out.
Oh
my god.
That turn one is catching people out. The traction zone on the exit. It is a very tricky bit of traction there. Very easy to lose it. Let's see if
through there now.
Yeah. Bonge keeps it steady though.
Is off. So people need to be. Greg Stars goes P1.
That's a great lap. Fantastic.
On the power showing who's best at the moment.
Yeah, he's looking very competitive here.
Come on, Bonge, get your finger out. Look, round turn 6.
Here comes the Zonic on the soft tyres. And he goes fastest on those soft tyres, as he should do, I suppose, but that's still a very good lap. To go about half a second quicker than Greg Stars.
Don't be fooled when Joe has to start like nearer to the back. He started, I think, last season at the Dutch Grand Prix, and he won the thing. So.
Oh, I'm well aware of seeing drivers start at the back and still have good races. On the league I commentate on Saturdays, I've seen a lot of back of the grid comeback drives, so I'm very well aware we can still see it, so I will not doubt LET Joe's.
Bonge round the final corner.
And he goes
P1!
P1! Go on, Bonge! Good lap.
The
2 temps clear.
Joe's finally rejoined. Let's see if he can stay in the session this time. Hopefully he can.
That would certainly be ideal.
He's not got long to put a lap in the board, but...
long at all. Just under 3 minutes, I think.
Coming up to 3 minutes now, yeah. He stayed in longer than most of the time, so I think the reset of the Xbox has done him wonders.
Yes,
thankfully. Not only am I a half-decent commentator, I give great advice as well. This is when he leaves, isn't it? And then I'm just like, yeah, I've got to shut up now. We'll cut that bit out.
He says he's in, so...
Yeah. Lovely job. You might want to start getting your butt moved and getting a lap on the board. Yeah, he's changed in mediums, so... we've got Reece Simo on a lap now.
He's on the softs, yeah.
I would imagine he'd be able to improve on the lap that he did, so...
Yeah, 147.7. That's not a quick lap at Belgium, let alone Hungary.
Despair was 1 point... Oh, and he's invalidated! The thing with Despair, he pushes himself too much.
I have seen this in the past.
Yes, the time.
He's a very quick driver, but sometimes when he pushes too hard, the invalidations really can catch him out. I do remember that being a trait of Despair. He was often very quick, but would often lose at Q2, and that's frustration showing there as he loses it at turn 11.
He could be out of qualifying here, you know. Especially with those tyres, if they're going off already. I mean, he's done 3 laps on him, so he should have the speed in. He was like 1.3 seconds up.
Yeah, very.
He got broken front wing. don't
No,
know.
he
Tazonic
hit the
has
wall with
retired.
the rear of his car, so I think his car should be fine. We'll
Might have
see.
some rear
Reese
damage.
goes
Someone else has
P3
just gone quicker. There we go.
on the soft, so
Spare's about to go on for another lap. I'm going to keep an eye on him here. Joe will have enough time to get one lap in. Gangster Owl is actually on a lap at the moment. He's coming into the final sector as we speak. He'll be trying to get out of Q2, I think, for the first time this season, I think.
let's see what he can do on those
I think
mediums.
he was in Q1, I think, at France, if I remember correctly. Gangster Owl to the line, goes only P12.
P12, very close to Lucas's time, but
Lucas Aid hasn't come out yet, so that's going to be the end of his qualifying. The same as Hunt's.
yeah.
The Reg Stars and Allied Squires, that's going to be the end of qualifying for them. Let Joe now on the lap needs to get this lap in.
Pressure's on then.
I don't know who to watch more now, because Despair needs to get a decent
Despair
lap
is
in, and
1.1 seconds up in Sector 1 alone. So he is going faster. He's just got to make sure to keep it clean now.
Confirming that Lucas Aid has had enough of qualifying.
Bear in mind
Oh,
that...
and he's out!
Oh,
He's out.
he's gone too
Oh,
wide
no,
at
he
turn
might have
11.
He might have enough time to go again, depending on how much fuel he has in his car. He's leaving this very, very late.
Very late indeed, but you've got to think those tyres, 4 lap old, they must be struggling. At this point, it might be better just to start 14th.
He's going to have like a minute to go.
1
Second to go.
1 second.
This is his last chance to get. Actually, I'm going to keep on board with Despair until I see Let Joe go into like the final kind of couple of corners. There's a tyre in the middle of the track. That's kind of odd.
You see that sometimes when a car retires. It's weird, but you do see it.
Most broken game. Right, let's get on board with Let Joe.
Here he comes, final corner.
Rounding the final corner. Championship leader needs a decent lap here, and he's going to go P3.
What
so
dude, that's a great lap.
Safe, but to Despair, the only driver out on track as we speak. Well, I mean, personal on a lap as we speak.
A little down on what he did in the last lap. He's about 9/10 up at this point.
Doesn't want to run. This is where he ran wide last lap. More of an inside, and he's through safely. 2 seconds up.
2 seconds up. That would see him through.
Him safely.
Oh, he's done it again. He's done it again. I am going to say now, though, that could be a blessing in disguise for Despair. I would not want to start the race on 6 lap old medium tyres, so that might be a blessing in disguise. It is a shame, but you've got to think of it like this way. At least he's not starting on a very old set of medium tyres.
There's just a random tyre on it, so turn 1. Yeah, I know there's a random tyre at the end of it. I should see it.
You'd think the marshals would be a bit more diligent with that stuff, wouldn't you? But I guess not.
I mean, so Bonge leading the times 2.8, well, 2 tenths, well, nearly 3 tenths ahead of Tazonic, but obviously
on the soft.
Get into the good stuff yet. So we have Hunt, Lucas against the Owl, Despair. I think the biggest, well, I don't want to say biggest loser because that kind of sounds rude, but
he's definitely the biggest shock. I would say.
Yeah, and then JLT Norris has some decent pace though, so. I'd like to see where he'd finish. So
I don't think Ramsey was expecting to get through, but he is through on the mediums.
I mean, if Despair would have got that lap in, it would have knocked his teammate out.
Indeed, it would have. As I said, though, I still say that could be a blessing in disguise for Despair. The fact he does not have to start on that older set of tyres. We have to remember, of course, the only 3 drivers who got through on the soft compound tyres were Tazonic, Bonge and Reese, so they are starting on the soft compound tyres in the race, whereas everyone else...
I imagine they'll probably be in by lap 2.
Probably.
Unless we have rain, but I would imagine everyone would have been on soft sod if it was rain, I would imagine, but...
Yeah.
You never know with this league. I think we've got the championship leader wanting to get... Oh, no, he's just leaving his pit box, so we have some drivers ahead of him.
Bonge is, I believe, leading.
Seb, and then Bonge, yeah. The only Ferrari, we've only got 1 McLaren, only 1 Aston Martin, we've got both Red Bulls, got 1 Williams, got 1 Alpine. I have no idea what just came up on my screen there. I had like a bit of blue flash up for some reason. We've got 1 Alpha Tauri, 2 both Mercedes, so the fight for pole begins now.
Well, Bonge is happy no matter what because his Russell streak continues. So, Mr.
Yep.
Saturday very much alive and well in Bonge. So, let's see how high he can get up at this grid.
I think we're actually going to have everyone out on track apart from Pete, who's still sat in the garage. Everyone else is on either on their way out or on an out.
Yeah,
lap,
Tadonic is just coming out now as well. So, you're right, it is Pete, the only driver not out there at the moment. Or coming out there,
I believe everyone that's currently out on track is running the 84 number. I just need to have a quick look. I can't see it on the Alpine at the moment, but
84, 84, 84.
Everyone is.
I think they are. Yes, that's very nice to see.
Good. I mean, as a league, we can't really do a lot. But I mean, I think it's just a nice gesture to kind of remember someone that absolutely loved doing league racing, even with like having that terrible disease. Like he was still wanting to do league racing as well. Like I mentioned, his first race here, he picked up a podium at Britain, which was, I don't want to say funny enough, but that was also a tribute race to the great Murray Walker, who unfortunately I think passed away either I think the day before or a couple of days before we had the Britain race. So I mean, obviously it's a nice thing for us to do here at SRL, to do kind of a tribute race to him.
Absolutely.
We got a I think Alpine. We got
it's a
Reese
Williams.
off.
It was Reese. Yeah. I know
too many blue colours on here.
Yeah, you've got very light blue, which is Alpine, the very dark blue, which is Red Bull, and you've got Williams, which is sort of somewhere in between.
Right, we've got Bonge ran in the final corner.
Yep, Ferrari kept it clean, crosses the line now, and it's a 16.1. Pretty much what he did in Q2. Let's see who can get
Seb,
close.
Who's invalidated.
Yep, so no improvement
jump
for
on
him.
board with Allied Squire.
In that Mercedes, 16-0.
Cool. Not much gap in
Looking
between.
close.
Let Joe comes back in. We'll jump
Ramsey's
on
next,
board
but he's invalidated.
Ramsey. Yeah. So it'll be technically
Havoc.
it would have been Reese, but
Everyone's
he's
invalidated at this point.
Stop invalidating. Right, Seb's on a lap. Here we go. Is he going to be the next one? I think Tezonic has given up on his lap.
Yeah.
But we have Greg Stars.
Yeah, keep an eye on Greg Stars. I think he's the one setting the pace at the moment. Obviously, he was very quick on those mediums in Q2. Joe did go faster. Obviously, he did that right at the end of the session. Ooh, I thought he was going to invalidate there. But no, he's okay. Going through turn 11. Now turn 12, easing it around. And then down to this very tricky penultimate corner. Nice line, though. Very nicely taken. Now the final corner. Then where can Greg Stars put that Red Bull? He was looking mighty on the mediums. Can he extract good pace from the softs? He crosses the line. It's only a 16.4.
Comes Taz, but it's going to be a slow lap.
Only fractionally, yeah, that lap's only fractionally slower than faster than what Greg Stars did on the medium tyres in Q2. So maybe there's less difference between them than I thought there was.
Seb goes P4. Let Joe's back out on track. Reese is obviously having to pit, I would imagine, for a new set of tyres. I wish they implemented in this game where you just come in, change your tyres, and come straight back out instead of having to go back into the actual garage itself. Havoc ran the final corner.
Goes P3. Ramsey's gone P5 behind him as well on a 16.6. So not bad. 6 temps covering the top 5 at the moment. Looking very competitive out there. Still yet to see times from Pete, Joe, and Reese.
We've got, I think, Seb round. We've got Seb in the wall actually.
Oh dear, that's not ideal. Not ideal at all.
He did have his wing into the barrier, but I don't think he's actually got either not that much damage or no damage at all, and he just destroyed a marker, I think.
Someone's gonna have to clean that up, Seb. That's just rude. Honestly.
So right, we'll get Sebastian Vettel to do it, because he does literally everything else. Greg Stars goes quicker.
On his second lap, good lap by Greg Stars, 15.9, back into the 115, so he's setting the pace at the moment. Obviously, you don't have to worry about tyre wear here. Ooh, he lets one work go, and he's got the other one of Allied Squire right behind him.
Let Joe starting his lap now.
Yeah, Squire's staying
on a lap, so I'm going to keep on an eye on him.
Yeah,
The only thing I don't like about the Red Bull is the yellow. If they would have had that as like a different colour,
black
it would have
maybe.
been nice. But yeah, I mean, overall, as a livery, I'm surprised they didn't add McLaren's livery when they had it. But
Yeah, I suspect it was because Red Bull did a deal to put it in, and McLaren just didn't either think of it or just didn't bother with it.
couldn't even be bothered with it. I was just like, nah, mate, I'm not doing this.
Which is a shame because I would love to see that goal for McLaren in this game, but yeah, sadly I think that ship has sailed on that one.
Yeah, well, Pete's rounding the final corner now.
Here he
See what
comes.
time he can do. Let's see if he can get anywhere near his teammate.
16.4, about half a
P5.
second adrift, but still very much in the mix.
Joe on his first lap on those softs. Let's see if he can absolutely blitz the times here. Rounding the final corner.
Looking quick.
I'll go P1.
He does indeed
15.9.
blitz the times. 8 temps clear of Greg Stars. That is a dominant lap time there, and very much a marker left down for everyone else to chase.
Right, let's see if anyone's got anything else to say. Nope. So we will have around about a 5-minute like kind of break in between the end of qualifying and the formation lap.
Yep.
As we usually do. Anyone decides that they want to be a knobhead and ready up will get themselves a cheeky little penny before the race. Oh, he's nearly bent it. He's lucky he's got enough time if he wants to get a new set of softs on, but I think he might need a change of underwear as well.
Just slightly. So, yeah, the Allied Squire back to the barracks
still
for
up
him.
on his well,
He becomes a
he was
knave
up on
once
his
again.
timers, but he absolutely fluked himself. His teammate though is on a in lap. Let Joe also coming back in. We got around 3.5 minutes to get a new set of tyres on. Obviously, Hungary, basically Monaco without the barriers, as they like to call it.
Correct. Very difficult track to navigate due to its sort of very complex nature. Not many overtaking opportunities. In fact, there's only really one, maybe two at a push. So
I reckon turn 1, maybe turn 2.
That really
if you've
is
got the
it.
balls enough, turn like 5 and 6, maybe into the chicane. If you've got the balls, maybe into coming into the first corner coming into sector 3. Maybe if you're close enough. I mean, with this league, you see overtakes which really shouldn't be happening. So anyway, we've got Bonge starting his lap. We've got Zon. We've got Seb.
Yeah, Seb's on a lap, just coming through turn 5, and now turn 6 and 7. Takes that chicane very nicely in the Alpha Tauri. So he's on a 16.8. I suspect he's probably got more pace in there. We'll see what his Sector 2 Delta time is looking like. Around turn 11 he comes. 4 temps up. So at the moment,
And
you'd be
quickest so far.
You'd be challenging Havoc if he keeps his pace up. Maybe going a bit faster than him. So he's looking on course for maybe P4, P5. If he can nail the final sector. Around he comes. What can Seb do? Crosses the line now, and he does indeed go P5.
It's just P8 next to his name. It's just changed now, but Bonge apparently has just gone quicker 4 temps. This would currently put him P2.
Yeah,
the longest streak of having no pole positions. But the first ever pole position in SVOR, hasn't had one since.
Oh dear. Well, let's see if he can
corner.
change that today. No, he can't. But he
P2, 5 tenths off.
5 tenths off. Still goes very quick there. Greg Stars is out there. I expect he'll have something to say about that. Allied Squire is out there. Joe's coming out, so he's leaving.
Oh, Ramsey's out.
Oh,
I literally
just corner.
Got the end of that. Ooh.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Have to be a little bit careful there. I'm not sure how he's lost it, but
It might have been
I have
that is a tricky, and again, it's another tricky traction zone, that penultimate corner. If you lose it, you're probably going to go into the barrier. So yeah, that's unfortunate for Ramsey. Must have just been a bit too heavy on the throttle there.
So the best he'll start is currently P8, but I would imagine Tazonic, who's about to come up to finish his lap. He's currently 7 seconds up apparently on his time. Pretty sure that's cheating.
Yeah, that's definitely cheating if that is the case. We got Reese on the lap as well, but obviously they've got to make sure not to invalidate because these are very much the last times, and an invalidation here could be very, very costly.
Where is Pete on? Oh, he's about to start. So I was about to say if he's anywhere close to kind of starting his lap. Tazonic is apparently 2 tenths up. Wait a minute. Like, how is he there? He literally just crossed the finishing line.
Oh, is this a desync glitch? I had a similar thing with a driver in the Saturday.
We've got.
Reese
Reese is out.
That's at turn 2. That's at turn 5.
I have a feeling Greg Stars might have put him off because he is in the same position. He is off the track,
and he's going very
so
slowly.
May have slightly put him off. I don't know. I'm not going to assume because last. Oh, Havoc's had to cut across.
Tazonic goes P3.
Bonge is down on his time. Joe somehow didn't invalidate his time now. I think he should be safe.
Allied Squire does exactly the same time as Bonge. 1569. now, I presume he must be fractionally quicker because if you've set exactly the same time, usually the driver that set it first would be ahead.
I'm gonna have a look at the director, see who's had. So 26.7, 20.
Pete pops up to P4 as well.
6.8. So Allied Squire was quicker in sector 1. 21.9. 21.8. So Bond was quicker in the second sector.
And Joe loses it at the final corner. I don't think he was improving anyway. But he's decided to do some donuts.
Oh,
well, does one anyway.
That is actually going to be the end of qualifying.
Indeed it is.
There we go.
So it is LET Joe on pole and Allied Squire and Bond setting exactly the same time, but it's given Allied Squire the P2, Bond in P3.
Bond is definitely raging. Actually, let me just quickly check the last sectors whilst you talk.
Yeah, no worries. Pete in P4, Tazonic P5, Gregstar P6, Havoc P7, Seb P8, Ramsey P9, and it will be Reese rounding out the top 10 in Q3. Some very good times.
At the last sectors.
Why is the safety car coming out?
Oh, not this again.
I've just been on board with one of the Mercs. I've just seen the safety car coming out.
We had that at one of the other tracks that we had, and it kind of messed the lobby up. In qualifying, it was fine in the race.
Oh God! Hopefully. Well, let's hope.
I think it was Monaco, where we had the safety car come out in qualifying.
Well,
amazing. But it was only happening on 2 of the players' screens, which is Let Joe and Spares. It was only happening on theirs.
Right.
It wasn't for anyone else's. So I don't know. Hopefully it won't mess the lobby up. We had a bit of a messy lobby last week where we had the, I guess, technically sprint race for Britain.
Right,
and
okay.
When you were coming into the pits, we had like the pit lane glitch where people would be coming in and then suddenly out onto the track, back into the pits, reversing down the pit lane and all that kind of lovely stuff.
Oh, wonderful.
But
well, I remember
someone
I commentated on a race around Brazil Saturday, and someone retired in the pit lane, and then other people were coming in to serve pit stops, and they got stuck behind his retired Ferrari in the pits.
Greg Stars has just said we had to cancel our league race Saturday because of safety car.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same league that you do on a Saturday, but
no, it's not. It's fair
enough.
I unfortunately do not know Greg Stars, so but I'm sure I'll get the pleasure of getting to know him eventually.
That's all right then. So we have around about 5 minutes. Let's have a look at what time it came out for 3 laps, went in instantly, back out for 3 laps and repeat. Oh, we kind of had that at I can't remember what race it was. I think it was Austria. I think it was just like coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out. I was just like, what on earth is going on?
Yeah, that's a normal safety car glitch we've already seen happen before. So
we are going to be going in 4 minutes.
Okay.
Love that the real rules don't matter, but oh well, still P3. Can I report Taz on it for track limits? If you want. Can I report Brando for bullying? If you want.
If you want, bruv.
If you want, I mean, we probably won't look at it, but we didn't even have like one incident last week, and we had 2 races. Unbelievable.
I know, that's crazy. To have 2 races and not have a single incident. That's,
There's a guy who was doing the reports. It hasn't even been bothered to release the report because there's literally no point. So once the formation lap starts, I'm going to get a timer up so I know how quick a minute is. Otherwise, I might get myself a little bit confused. I don't want to talk too early.
That's fine.
Stopwatch. No, we'll do timer. And we'll go to a minute. So once the formation lap goes, you will hear this noise.
Right.
I said that whilst I was talking. That was a little bit weird, but obviously the 1 minute silence. So around here it's about like a what? So 1 minute, like say a 1 minute 20 for a race time. So I'd say maybe a minute and a half. So we should get it talking by around sector 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe halfway through sector 2. But obviously we've still got 2 minutes unless someone decides to be a noob and ready up. I'm currently looking into Allied Squire's garage, and one of his tyres are currently sticking into a chest of drawers, I think.
Yeah, well.
I think it is. Let me get a... It's either that or it's literally right up next against it, I don't know.
It might just be right up next against it. I think they do keep them sort of close around there, but I don't know.
We've got around about a minute to go, and before...
So obviously, just a quick note turn on the strategies. Obviously, Bonge and Tazonek starting P3 and P5 on the soft, so they really need to get a good start. I think Bonge really was hoping he'd be on that front row with Joe, because that might have given him a good chance to jump in, but he will still maybe get a draft off of Joe to potentially take the fight to him at turn 1. Reese is starting on the soft as well in 10th place. He's going to have a difficult time with it, I fear. Right in the pack. So far, no changes to tyres outside the top 10, except for Brando, who is currently saying hard tyres. So at the back of the grid, maybe worth trying something different. So we'll see if anyone else goes fast.
All I'm saying is wait for the paper stream to pit, because I know exactly what tyres he'll be going straight onto.
Okay,
he'll be going straight onto the hards. Straight onto the hards like he always does. He always does that strategy. No matter what tyre he starts on, it's always hard, and he'll go to the end on them. Unless there's like a safety car, then he'll obviously pit.
In fairness, though, around this track, that might not be a bad idea. The hards are generally...
Talking of the hards, Brando is actually starting on the hards. I don't know if you actually mentioned that.
I did mention that, but it's okay.
Oh, okay. I'm deaf.
No, it's fine.
That's what happens when you stay in a coma for 2 weeks.
Oh. Well, we are getting underway. I bet it wasn't. I wouldn't even like to even think of that.
Right, anyway, so we'll just do a quick thing. We've got about 10 seconds. Obviously, this is going to be the minute silence for Shrimper84, who tragically lost his life to cancer. We haven't actually started it just yet, because we're not actually on the formation app, which we are now, so we will speak to you very soon. And there we go.
Okay.
We are now back. Brando, I think, wasn't at his control at his wheel, I think, at the time when it started, because he is considerably a long way behind everyone else. So
Indeed,
I'm not sure
he
what
is.
he's doing, but anyway, let Joe coming through this second to last corner. There is this strategy. I'm not sure why everyone will want to do the two-stop personally, but
No, I don't see it being a viable strategy at all. You really need to do a one-stop here, which is why it's going to be a bit trickier for those starting on the softs. They've got to try and extend that stint as long as they can, or maybe hope for a safety car. As we mentioned, of course, Brando, the only driver that's going to start this race on the hard compound tyres. In 20th place, it's probably worth taking that gamble. We're seeing mediums runners lap 16 to 22 pit stop window for fresh mediums. I think the old mediums had a lap 15 to 21 window, so we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, here we go. They are just lining up now.
For the Haas lining up in his grid slot. Taking a very wide line to get into his grid slot, because not really much room to kind of get in. But let's get on board with the race winner. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go for the Hungarian Grand Prix, and it looks like Joe has got a fairly decent start, but I think Lucas has had a dreadful start. He's now getting swamped, and Despair already making up 2 spaces. And Bonge round the outside of Allied Squire. I think they're going to make slight contact. Allied Squire, Bonge is now into P2. Allied Squire moves down to P3, and Tazonic down the inside. And they made slight contact as well, but he's going to get away with any sort of damage, and they're going to leave each other enough room. And that Despair already up into P7.
That's a great start by Despair. They've kept it fairly clean at the restart. I noticed Brando was very slow off the line, but I think it may have been deliberate, just staying out of trouble and keeping out of trouble. He has got Eclipse now and is up to P19. Reese has not had a very good start. Started P10. There's a spinner! Despair! Despair has gone! And Brando's having to stay out of the way. Paper Stream's having to stay out of the way, I should say. And 5-second penalty for Despair. A collision with Paper Stream, which doesn't seem fair. Despair was a spun car.
Has Paper Stream got damage? I don't think he has. Not sure why he was given a time penalty for that. I would imagine Despair will probably send that in to get removed. Vanzi
and Havoc,
I think, was slightly caught up in that. Despair getting past.
And Havoc's into the pits. Havoc is into the pits. Must have damage.
Let's keep an eye on his pit stop.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that. You keep an eye on the action, because there's still a bit.
Let's get on board with Ramsey, who's chasing down Pete.
It's another set of mediums for Havoc, so he's gonna and the front wing change, so there was definitely damage on that Alpine. Okay. So back onto the mediums he goes.
Paper Stream and Eclipse battling, both running very wide at turn 1.
So Brando on the hards, he's moved up to 15th place. He's now chasing down Bradford for 14th. There's side-by-side action as Reese and Lucasade go side-by-side at turn 4.
Norris up the inside.
Yeah, great.
Literally on the
Lucasade looks a bit out of sorts there.
For Joker, already making up 8 places on the opening 2 laps.
Yeah, that's a good recovery start from him. Obviously, we didn't see the best of him in qualifying, my sense, because of the early retirement. Yellow flag set to 2. That is Eclipse. Eclipse is gone. That's a retirement.
A safety car. It's a
virtual VSC deployed then. So everyone has to back off, keep to a minimum delta, and just keep going around. This is actually quite smart. Quite smart by Bonge. Take advantage of this VSC. It may just come back to you.
Everyone else on the softs that need to pit. Let's see if Reese is going to continue on. I wonder what tyres. I would imagine double mediums to the end.
No, Taz is going hard, but Bonge is going medium. So different strategies then for the 2 cars. So Bonge may be going for that 2-stop. Tazonic is going to try and go those hards a long way, but I'm sure they can't do the whole race near enough on those tyres. Not quite.
Get out just ahead of Gangster Owl there. Well, Bonge did anyway.
Yeah, Tazonic's
stuck behind Despair. I thought the safety car went up. I thought, got moved out the way then, but we're still on it apparently.
So this moves Brando up to 13th now. Obviously he started 20th. He's up 7 places now on those hard tyres. He's doing fairly well so far. We'll keep an eye on his progress. LET Joe very much out in front. Allied Squire in P2.
Right, here we go.
Yep, we are racing once again. VSC is now
The
over.
biggest winner at the moment, FIFA Joker with a 10 places up.
Yeah.
LR Despair getting past.
Oh, but Joker! Joker's
he's
gone!
out.
We just said he was doing well, and now there he goes. He's out of the race. And Havoc's gone as well. That's at turn 4, I think. Well, just before turn 4.
Safety car, surely.
2 cars retire.
How's that not a safety car?
No idea. No safety car by the looks of it, though. We are continuing.
Ugh. Right, we've got Despair on Bonge. This never usually ends well. I'm not going to lie.
So LET Joe's gap to P2 right now is 4 seconds. I mean, obviously, I think a few of the top guys did pit. Obviously, Bonge and Tazonic, but that is still a
Brando
huge
going
gap.
for a move on Bradford.
Haas looking good. They're side by side. Bradford defending with all his worth, but Brando is really challenging him. Bonge is now up the gearbox of that Haas as well.
Oh, Bonge looking to the inside. We've got
Yellow
flag.
That's Norris, I think.
Someone off.
JRT Norris has lost
Norris
it.
is round. Needs to be careful when coming back on.
Yeah, don't drive the opposite way. You might get disqualified,
Ooh,
Norris.
Bradford.
Be careful.
Bradford with a penalty. First on-track penalty, I suppose.
Yeah, Despair had a 5-second penalty for collision with Paper Stream early on in the race. So, yeah, that's the first corner cutting penalty occurred.
Another yellow flag. That's Norris, I think, off again. It is.
Yeah, he's struggling. I think his tyres are cooked. And very grassy, I would imagine, too.
Got Simo on the back of Ramsey at the moment. Oh, I think Brando's...
He's not off, but he's lost a couple of positions there. I think he got a bit mugged by Bonge and Despair there. So, but they are on faster tyres. So
Bonge and Bradford are very good friends, so I'd imagine them two are probably going to be helping each other. I would imagine.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it.
Through.
There's a bit of a train going on from Lucasade in 8th down to Brando in 13th. That's sort of the main fight going on. Yellow flag. That is Norris still struggling.
There you go. Brad running out wide. I thought he was going to let Bonge through there, but obviously not.
Oh, that's not an ideal line at all. That is not an ideal line at all.
Hunt.
At best, you're cutting the corner. At worst, you're losing it on that curb. So, yeah, he doesn't want to do that too much often. He's chasing down RSF on Hunt, who's had a solid start as well. I think he started 15th.
Run out wide.
Yes, he has.
Big twitch from
Despair, side by side. Bit of contact, bit of wheel banging. And Despair's been forced onto the grass. I don't think he'll be happy with that one. I think he would have thought he'd need more room there.
As well.
Oh, and he's clipped him. I think, I don't think that was Brando's fault. He tried to give him as much room as he could.
That was very naughty from Bradford.
Yeah, I think Bradford was the one that caused that. He pushed Despair off wide, then Despair had to go wheel to wheel with Brando. Brando tried to give him the room, and I think Despair, just a bit frustrated, hit the Haas and...
Simmos into the pits.
On those softs, so I think I think that begs the question, why didn't he pit under the VSC? He did not gone particularly much longer under it, and he's going to lose out massively.
Come up behind Despair.
Despair's coming in as well.
Let Joe will be lapping GRT Norris. I don't know if did Norris pit. Yeah, he did. He's on the hards now.
Yes.
Bonge gets past RSF 1 Hunt.
That's
round
for
the
P8.
outside. Now it's just Norris getting out of the way.
Yeah, that's Norris just being lapped by Joe, which shows how bad his race has gone.
Despair's in as well. Radford with yet another 3-second time penalty.
Definitely exploring the limits of the track, but unfortunately the limits of the track are biting back on Bradford. Don't forget, of course, Despair is serving his 5-second penalty as well in that pit stop. So at the very least, he'll get rid of that, but now he kind of needs to hope for a full safety car if he's going to get back into this race.
Yeah. We've got a bit of action between the Ferraris, and I think Lucasade isn't really going to fight Bonge that much.
Probably a smart call. Obviously, Bonge is pitted under the virtual safety car, so he's on a much fresher set of medium tyres. Good teamwork there by the Ferraris.
He hasn't really lost that much time. I mean, everyone ahead of him is going to have to pit, and he'll come out, and he should be leading when everyone else comes into pits.
Like, he's kind of locked himself into a soft, medium strategy, but in all honesty, taking advantage of that VSC, it may not be the worst thing. Yeah, Hunter's being chased down by Brando. Brando's doing a fairly solid job on those hard tyres, it has to be said. He's keeping with these guys. Obviously, this will come back to him later on, hopefully.
Tyres did Despair go on to? Is he on the hard or he's on medium?
Hards. He's on hards. Reece
So
Simmer is on hards as well.
They'll probably look to try and go to the end. Lucas Aid nearly having a bit of moment out of the fast left-hander. I'd say right-hander then, but it's obviously not. If Lucas Aid finishes here, where he is now, that would be his best finish all season. Only got 1 point to his name at the moment. Oh, he's off!
Oh dear.
Oh, he's still kept on track though.
Well held.
I think his tyres might be a little bit...
Yeah, struggling a little bit potentially. Havoc in the chat saying his game was lagging and cars were everywhere, so he crashed because of that. That might explain why that happened to Havoc, but...
Lucas Aid is really not enjoying these tyres at the moment. Let's get on board with RSF. Let's get on board with Brando, because I imagine Lucas Aid's probably about to lose 2 positions here. But
Brando's having a look at Hunt at the same time. Are they going to go 3 wide? They are. Ooh,
Brando down the inside.
Ooh. Hunt.
And Lucas Aid loses out on both of them.
Oh, great move by Brando.
I just realised they're all running Ferrari power.
Indeed. It's getting a bit messy there.
Norris
is gone. That's turn 5. And it's a safety car. Full course safety car deployed.
Despair has been saved.
Indeed, he had. Despair has been given a lifeline.
I would imagine we're going to see some people pit now, I'd imagine.
I would say so, yes.
Despair, who's literally now coming through the final corner. Bradford will have... Oh, Tazonic has got a red X next to his name. Is he... I think he's still in the... Oh, okay.
No, he is not. Well, he's very lucky it's a safety car then, because it means he's not going to lose out because of this. Although, well, I suppose he doesn't really need to pit at this point. He's already made his pit stop.
Let Joe's in. I would imagine everyone will be pitting out.
Allied Squire will probably follow, but we'll keep an eye. Yes, he does. Seb is in as well. Greg Star's coming in.
Oh, Pete can't pit because...
No, he can't. And he's choosing to stay out because of it.
Racer is just joined.
Whoever that is, don't know.
Used to drive in this league and then left. Bonge might be leading. Oh no,
no, Pete now leads the Grand Prix. So Bonge is obviously staying out as well. Now the hard should get to the end from here, but they might be a little tricky at the end. This is normally sort of the pit window for a soft to hard strategy. Maybe a little early even for that though. So I would write Bonge out of this entirely.
Oh,
that's it. What has happened to Reece? Reece is out. What happened? What happened? Why are you laughing?
He was coming into the pits and hit the wall and DNF'd.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, I see it. Oh no. Oh, that's the worst thing to happen.
How's he hit that? Unless he's come into the pits and then crashed. Because his...
Maybe.
His right side tyre was off.
Right.
And I mean, this is F1 we're talking about.
Maybe it respawned him and it's back on track, I'm not sure.
Well, I think Reece was in the chat, so hopefully he'll be able to give us a little bit of an insight.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
I don't know why
back.
I thought the game would follow real life, but who cares? I'm going to get bin 10 regards. Well, you obviously didn't.
Well, you didn't. No, you didn't. You were running P3. Obviously, you've taken advantage of a VSC. You want a fresher set of mediums than like Pete and Hunt. They have not pitted, and they run 1st and 6th. Brando didn't pit either. He started on the hard, so that makes sense in his case. So he's now running P5 because of it. Great climb up the grid for Brando as another randomer joined. So Pete is your leader at the moment. But obviously, he has not stopped. I suspect Joe is not going to have much difficulty passing him, but we'll wait and see, I suppose.
Who just joined, by the way? I didn't actually see.
Some guy called Rage or something. I don't know.
Right, here comes Paper Stream. Hards to the end. Watch him. Hards.
No, it's mediums. It's another set of medium tyres.
Paper Stream, you ruined it. Oh, the spare moves off a place. What is going on between Taz and Brad?
I'm not
just
sure. I think
overtaking each other.
Sonic was ahead of Bradford, I'm sure. So maybe Sonic's had a moment somewhere and just retaken his
Sonic's
position.
an AI, so not really sure what on earth he's doing. Get out, AI, you know. Oh!
Oh, who's that? Is that Seb? Yes, it is Seb.
Tezonic's AI hit him.
I'm not. Are we sure it was AI?
Oh.
And he's missing his front wing.
I'm on board with Brad. So obviously he's like literally right behind.
Right.
And Tezonic was literally an AI. He's about to get yeeted out of the session again because he's got red X. Oh no, he's not. He's just lagging.
That
And
might
I saw
be
AI next to his
his
name, and
car.
I was literally like, get out of AI mode, and then literally all I see was Seb getting hit from the rear. So that wasn't Taz's fault, but it also is his fault because they shouldn't be going into AI mode, especially with ghosting being turned off.
And unfortunately for Seb, this is going to have maximum impact on his race. The safety car is coming in, and he has no front wing on that Alpha
There'll be another
Tauri.
safety car. It will happen.
Oh yeah, probably.
I see how Pete gets going in this race.
Yeah, he's got to try and hold the lead off of LET Joe as long as he can. Bonds is right behind on a slightly old set of mediums, but as we said, he pitted on the VSC, so he's going a little longer before going on to, I assume, another set of mediums. Here we go then. Oh no, Peter's backed off. He's stopped again. He's trying to catch LET Joe out, and he may have just done that. That was a bit naughty, but technically not illegal. And now Bonds.
I think the game stopped him because the safety car wasn't fully in.
That could be, it does happen. Either way, Pete has had to stop. LET Joe almost caught out by it.
Extreme and Lucas Aid.
Right, go 13th and 14th. Ooh, bit of wheel banging going on there. Lucas Aid fighting for all he's worth there. Despair back in the race, of course. He's now chasing down his teammate Ramsey, who has pit for hards. He's now down in 11th place.
Interested to see if there's going to be any team orders from the Aston Martin team. I think Bonge is starting to leave Allied Squires.
Meanwhile, Brando and Hunt.
Between Brando and Hunt.
Yeah, Brando, and they're both on used tyres. Hunt is on the mediums, of course. Brando on the hards. Zonic just behind, lurking and watching. Then comes Bradford and Greg Stars. Greg Stars has pit, of course, for hard tyres. Bradford has not. He's still on an old set of mediums. So different.
Al literally holding up these Aston Martins at the moment.
Indeed he is. He's struggling for pace.
I think the Aston Martins may have slightly touched, I think, in the background there. It wasn't a massive
Here comes Joe on Pete. Up the inside. No DRS, of course, but I don't think Joe's going to need it. He goes up the inside. That's a fairly simple overtake on Pete. I didn't make it too hard in the end.
But yet Despair and Ramsey. Despair gets through.
Yeah, perhaps some team orders indeed served there. We've got to try and find a way past Gaxwell. The problem is, of course, they're all in a bit of a DRS strain here from sort of Allied Square Brando down. Well, I think Allied Square is now clear of Brando. So Brando is very much corking the bottle here.
Notice that Hal had to run out very wide there. Sonic is, I don't know if he's lagging that much. I think he's lagging quite a bit, but usually it'll set itself. Bonge now 3 tenths behind Pete.
Yeah, I think we've just seen a Red Bull go a bit wide in the second sector. Bradford is being chased by Greg Stars, of course, for P8. Oh, I thought Greg Stars was going in the back of him there, but no, he's okay. They kept it clean. And now LET Joe is really starting to stretch his advantage over the field again.
Oh, I think Gangster Al he's lost 2 positions.
Both Astons have got past him.
The race. Here comes Bonge. No DRS as of yet, but I think we'll have DRS enabled now. So does he get it on this part of? No, he doesn't get it this DRS straight. Obviously, there's no detection zone for the second DRS straight because obviously it's all the way at the final corner.
So unfortunately for Bonds, he's going to have to wait another lap before we can get him here because I don't think he's going to have him here. So unfortunately that's another agonising lap where Bond just has to watch LET Joe go further and further ahead.
We've got any more battles? We've got the battle for P8. looking very spicy.
Yeah, Despair's on the
Actually,
back
it'll
of
be a
that
battle
now.
for P7, actually. Actually, no. P6. Technically, because everyone's within kind of a second of each other.
Yeah, like I said,
Despair already back into the point. Sorry to cut you off there.
no problem. It seems as though it's now actually Hunt that's actually causing a bit of a logjam. Brando has actually gotten clear of Hunt. He's doing very well on those very old hard tyres. He's keeping with the
We'll jump on back
second,
on board with
third, and
Bond
fourth
quickly.
fight.
Should get a nice run down into turn 1. Pete taking a wider line through the final corner of the Bond. With
Yeah,
the
he's got no
ERS
chance here.
applying ERS. And I don't think Pete is going to fight this all too much, seeing as he does have to pit.
Yeah, there's no point fighting that one. Bond is clearly faster at this stage of the Grand Prix. And now he's got to try and push. Oh, Taz on it!
Taz has spun!
Oh, there's contact between Despair and Greg Stars as well! They were fighting at turn 1. I don't know if there was just a loss of traction. There's a bit of carnage going on. Paper Stream's lost a bit of front wing. It's all got a bit hectic there all of a sudden. No safety car though. No retirements.
I'm so glad Taz on it literally just ghosted then. I don't like ghosting, but that was one reason why I like it. Because then those kind of incidents don't happen.
That was a little bit scary there.
So Paper Stream will have to pit this lap. He's got to go for the hards now, surely.
Definitely.
Right, anyways, we've got Bradford on the back of Hunt.
Nice
battle.
Hunt is struggling at this stage. He's really not happy on those old medium tyres at this point.
I'd pit now, kind of. I mean, we're going to lose a lot of places. Tazonic and Paper Stream now battling.
Fighting over 13th.
Stays out though.
Yeah, so Hunt is staying out despite the struggles. He doesn't want to pit yet, clearly. So Bradford may have a run on him here. Let's keep an eye on this AlphaTauri. Getting closer. Not close enough though.
So I reckon he'll go for a move down the next. Yeah, and Paper Stream is in. Paper Stream's got to go to the hard, surely. Come on. You've got to do it for the culture. Taz is on for a set of mediums. Let's see about Paper Stream. We go for the hards. Yep, there you go.
There we go.
That's the ultimate strat from Paper Stream. Well, Seb is about to jump both of these, so look at the gap that Bonge has been able to create on a little bit of a. Got jumping on ball with him there. He had a little bit of a moment, rolling onto the grass. But he's definitely starting to create that gap. He's kind of bringing the gap down to let Joe, but obviously Joe is on much fresher hards than he is.
Yeah, if anything, I would say the gap is actually increasing in Joe's favour at this point.
Now it's increasing. Look, Despair getting past Gangster out.
Yeah, recovering after that
Joe's
contact with Greg Stars. Yeah, Joe's definitely flexing his muscles now. He's
Bonge for champion. Maybe.
Maybe, you never know.
Keep picking up the wrong bottle of drink. I've got two next to me. One's not open and one of them is, and I keep picking up the wrong one.
That's not ideal. Gangster and Greg Stars racing over P10 and P11. I think Greg Stars has got the move done. Yes, he has. Up in the P10 then for the Red Bull, recovering after the contact with Despair. And the problem, if he has, is that he's right behind Despair still. So this could happen again.
Death is about to ensure.
Ramsey, meanwhile, chasing down Bradford. Obviously, remember, the three drivers ahead of Ramsey, Brando, Hunt, and Bradford, have not stopped yet. So Ramsey is actually currently net P5, even P4, in fact, because Pete has yet to stop as well. And we suspect Bond has to stop again too. So this could even be a net P3 for Ramsey right now. Obviously, Despair is closing him down. Seb gets a time penalty. So it's honestly hard to say just who's in the best position now. I'd say LET Joe is obviously probably a bit clear at the moment, but behind him it's honestly anyone's game. Maybe Allied Squire sitting pretty in P2, but other than that, still got a fight going on for P3, that's for certain.
Indeed. Not a whole lot of overtaking is happening, but Pete's run out very wide. His tyres must be Gangster Owls in the pits.
Yep.
Releases Lucasade. Alex Wire down the inside.
Having a look.
Pete gives him. Go on, switchback. Go on, round the outside.
Still side
oh,
by
it's a lovely
side.
move.
Great move by Allied Squire. And Brando trying to follow him through. Can't quite do it. But yes, he can actually. No, Peter's gone wide. Oh no, there's contact. He's hit the wheel.
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Brando. And now he's got to wait because here comes the pack coming through. He's dropped all the way down to P10. It was such a strong climb up the field, and one mistake has dropped him right back down to P11 now, behind Lucasade. Oh, that's so gutting for Brando. He's on such a good charge.
With Allied Squire being behind Pete, Bond was able to gain, what, 2.5 seconds? I would imagine he'll be pitting fairly soon. Despair up into P7 now.
Yeah, I think that's another team order switch by Ramsey and Despair there. I think they acknowledge Despair probably has the stronger pace in the Aston Martins. And Ramsey happy to let him go, it seems. They're both chasing down Bradford and Hunt, who is still yet to stop. Brando is now in the pits, obviously, to fix his front wing, I assume. I don't know if he actually did get damage or not, but we'll keep an eye on this.
Brando's in. Set of mediums to the end, maybe. Or maybe another set of halves.
It's mediums going on. And there is also a front wing change as well. So he did get damage from that contact with Pete. So that's unfortunate. He drops down to P14, I believe it will be. Not a strong day for the Hasses then. They're down in 14th and 15th now.
I'd imagine Bonge. How long has he been on those?
Despair side by side with Bradford. Ooh, and he's had to take the escape road. And he's actually overtaken because of it. That's not on. He's got to give that place back. And he does so.
He's giving it back.
He does so.
He's coming
and
right
now he's
back
coming
at him,
straight
right?
back at him, though. He does exactly what he's doing.
Oh,
There's side by side
again.
contact being made. They're banging wheels. No love lost between Despair and Bradford, clearly.
They don't like each other. It's as simple as that.
Do they not?
Bond? No, they hate each other.
Oh, and
Bradford made a
Bradford.
massive mistake.
And that allows Ramsey to get through, and Greg Stars. Oh, contact between Bradford and Greg Stars. Bradford struggling on those mediums now. Really starting to struggle, I think. And, well, it was a bit cheeky by Despair, but he got the move done. As Hunt is also, well, he squeezed to stay out of Despair's slipstream, which is actually a wise move. Let's see if he can hold it for another lap. Despair is closing. Oh, there's all sorts going on here.
He's on board with Despair, who's now under the back of Hunt. Oh, Hunt's not moving out of the way. Seb's in the pits.
Nor does he need to, though. It's his for position. He is not in any entitlement to move out of the way here. Despair has to try and find a way past.
Now, Adam, his real name is Adam, and he's an absolute arse to get past. But he's going, oh, Despair. Thinking about last time round coming through here. Has to back out.
Yep, as Seb's into
Adam.
the pits again. Onto a set of mediums. He's coming out just behind Paper Stream. So here comes Despair. Up the inside he goes.
Oh,
side by side. Hunt's been forced off. Despair backs off, lets him through. I'll tell you what, he is really putting a strong defensive job on here. And he's still not pitting. He's still not pitting.
Struggle now.
Yeah, he is on.
I'm just still gaining time on Alex White, but losing time to Joe now. And here comes Despair. Adam pushing him straight to the wall.
Side by side.
And Schumacher.
Yeah, very reminiscent of that 2010 move. Bit of contact again, but Despair gets the move done. He's up into P5 then. Oh, Hunt is really, really trying not to let anyone past him. Bradford is having a look up the inside of Ramsey as well, trying to get back involved in this scrap with the Astons. And they're still side by side. Greg Star's watching on from just behind. I think Bradford's got the move done. Yes, he has.
Yep.
Whoa, some good racing there between Bradford and Ramsey. Oh, I really was worried something was going to happen there.
There's not usually any love lost between Despair and Hunt, but I'm guessing because Hunt's like a friend of Brad and like Bonge, I would imagine he's probably just doing it to piss Despair off. I'm not, like I said, I don't know if that's true or not, but from kind of previous Oh, Bond is back in. Talking
into the
about Bond.
pits. Obviously, remember he
That'll
pit
be
under the
another set of
VSC early
mediums.
on. So, yeah, it'll be another set of medium size, I would imagine. It's going to be... he is going to drop
We'll come
down
out
the
in
order.
the point
But,
still.
yeah, so he's going to be quick. We've got a yellow flag. That is Greg Stars.
That's Greg Stars.
Doesn't look like it's going to be a retirement, though.
Reset. We've got Hunt finally in.
Yeah, Hunt is in as well.
So Despair is technically P3 because Pete still hasn't pitted.
And Bonds actually comes out ahead of Lucasade. Just. But that's important.
Probably very vital for his strategy.
Yeah, like, I'm sure Lucasade would have let him go anyway, but I think that's very helpful that he didn't.
We've got Gangster Owl around, I think, as well.
And that's a virtual safety car deployed as well because of it. I think Bonds would be wishing for the full thing.
Tazonic's back in he's getting a new front wing, so he must have... I think he might have made some contact with Gangster Owl, I think.
Yeah, potentially. Is anyone else coming into the pits? Doesn't look like it.
Go on, paper stream. Up into P13. That's a slow right down, not to pick up. Oh, Gangster Owl's retired in the pit lane.
It's in the pit lane. So, clearly not happy about his race has gone. We're down to 14 then. LET Joe has not pit under the VSC, nor will Allied Squire. They are your race leaders. Surely Pete will come in. Yeah, this definitely makes sense for him.
If the safety car now ends, he might get swamped. But if it stays up for another, what, 20 seconds, he might get a... Oh, we've got Bradford in as well.
Yeah, taking advantage of this. So Pete is coming out to the hards. They'll be very fresh hards though. It'll be very quick. And unfortunately, Brando gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. And Pete is coming out in P7, just behind, well, a little bit behind Lucasade, but not miles behind.
Ramsey's jumped Bonge, by the way.
Well, obviously Bonge has pit, but I don't think Ramsey has not pit yet.
Oh, has he not? Hang on, have a look.
Well, he pit under the safety car, didn't he? I think he did.
Yeah, he did. No, yes, I don't even know.
So Bonge pit under the virtual safety car that happened early on, and then there was a safety car for, I think it was Norris retiring.
Times.
Yeah, so
157, 159.
So Bonge still very much has a chance of a podium here, but he's going to have to pass both Aston Martins to do it. His first target, of course, is Ramsey in P4, and then Despair in P3.
Well, everyone behind Brando will now move up a place, with Brando having to serve that drive-through, but unfortunately...
I believe Brando has served,
hasn't he?
He has already served his drive-through, yep, he is good. So he's come out in P11, but he is 20 seconds off of Bradford, who's in P10. And Bradford and Hunt are still very close to each other in the battle for P9.
From P3 to P8...
Bradford had a big
everyone
wobble.
Is Noah's Ark. We've got 2 Aston Martins, 2 Ferraris, and 2 Red Bulls.
Yep, they all come in twos. Hurrah, hurrah. La 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 la.
1.5 behind Ramsey now.
He is absolutely flying on those medium tyres. He's by far the quickest man on track at the moment. I don't think Ramsey is going to have much of an answer for him, it has to be said. I think Pete could be one to watch as well. He's on very fresh, hard tyres, and I think he'll be all over the back of Lucasade a few laps time. So keep an eye on that Red Bull as well.
Already down 3 temps in, 2 corners. Bet Joe's setting the fastest lap of the race.
I suspect Bonge might challenge him for that, though. On these fresh set of mediums, he's right on the case of that Aston Martin now. Yellow flag in second one. That's Seb.
He's out.
Seb is out at turn 3. It is. It is a safety car. Now this changes the game, doesn't it? Fortunately for Joe, he has not been caught.
Despair is also in. Oh, both feet. Oh, Randy is slowing down.
Yeah, he's trying to
give him enough time.
Yeah, he might get slowed up a little bit, but I still think this is better than not pitting at all. So
just carried on, but obviously he has recently just pitted.
Yeah.
So,
Lucasade has carried on as well. That's more interesting.
Go on, Luke. That's my brother. Go on, lad.
Well, Ramsey has gone into a fresh set of mediums, as has Despair. And I don't think... Well, Hunt is
Bradford's
going to
in as
stay
well.
out. Rance's lost
I
some
mean,
position to
Adam's not.
Hunt.
I think Adam should have pitted, go back onto the mediums if he has any sets left, personally. But
maybe, but those hearts
we
aren't
moved.
that old, so I suppose he felt it was worth.
Oh
the
my
track
god, he's
position.
nearly just run into the back of the safety car. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, that's definitely not a part of the plan, I would suspect. So
Yeah, don't do that.
no, don't do that. Definitely not.
So
So
Adam could be in for his first point of the season. He's a reserve, but obviously... Greg Stars with a drive-through.
for speeding under the safety car. He's not kept to the delta, and unfortunately that's going to have maximum impact as well because he cannot serve that drive-through under these safety car conditions. He will have to wait until the safety car goes back in. So that could see Greg drop out of the points. So Paperstream could maybe be on for some points here.
The goat.
Obviously Brando's still
Right,
got a chance as well.
Joe and Anatwire into the pits.
Yep, they're both in. I think they're going to say P1 and P2.
Oh, no, Joe's already out of the pits. That's a pretty quick stop. Could be Anatwire is now...
Well, I think
Lucas Aid's in.
it's going to be close with Bonge and Allied Squire here. I think Bonge has just got ahead. I think the Delta went away just in time for Bonge to take that away from Allied Squire. And so Lucas Aid, interesting, he's gone to the softs. Lucas Aid is on the soft tyres.
I literally just said, Adam, you should pit for mediums. And now he's in. Is he watching my stream?
Maybe.
Going for mediums? Yep, mediums.
Indeed he is. So Lucas Aid is the one that's
stream.
intriguing me though, because he's gone onto a set of soft tyres. Now they will make the end of the race, I'm certain of that, but they are going to fade obviously quite quickly towards the end, and towards the end of that stint they might be struggling, but I suppose he feels that he's got nothing to lose by going for it.
Looking at the tyres, Bonge is on 3-lap old tyres compared to the 2 medium.
Lucas Aid has just spun!
ahead,
Lucas Aid has just spun!
What a knob.
On the turn 5.
Imagine spinning under safety car.
He hit the wall. He hit the wall
back
with his
in.
rear, so I think he will be okay. The safety car is coming in already. That's quite early. I was expecting it to hold off a bit there. I don't think a lot of these drivers are going to get really caught out by this.
Who had the drive-through?
That was Greg Stars. He still has not served it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Sonic for some apparent reason, but he's just stopped.
Yeah, what's going on with Sazonic there? I'm not quite sure. He's completely stopped on track. Oh! And I think someone has hit him.
God. What's going on?
I don't know. He's just spinning his wheels. What is going on with Sazonic here? It's completely... Something's gone wrong here. And he's been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location now.
I mean, that's probably fair. I don't know why...
I don't think it's any consolation to Despair, though.
I think it was Ramsey who hit him, though.
No, it's Despair. Despair. He's got no front wing. Despair has no front wing because of that. I think he was expecting him to ghost, and he didn't. So he's now dropping down the field. Despair is dropping like a fly.
I don't know why he was sat there for, though. He came out the pit.
I don't think he did it deliberately.
I'm
certain he didn't do that on delivery. I think there was a problem there. Because he was just revving his engines entirely. It said he was in reverse gear and he wasn't even going in reverse. That has to have been a glitch.
Well, we'll find out. We've got another yellow flag. That's Despair, obviously.
Very slow about front wing.
I would imagine.
Yeah, I suspect he's not going to be happy. I don't think.
I think Adams actually got past. Actually, I think Brad's had a bit of a moment.
Yes, he has. He's really dropped down. Don't forget
I think he has a broken front wing as well, because he's just run out very, very wide.
Yeah, don't forget the safety car rather caught out a lot of these drivers. It went in a lot earlier than I was certainly expecting.
Despair's hit the wall coming into the pits as well.
Oh, it goes from bad to worse for the Aston.
Greg Stars is in for his drive-through.
I don't think... He might lose the position to Hunt, but I think that will be it.
He'll get ahead of Brad.
Yes, he is.
It's going from bad to worse for the Aston Martin driver.
Yeah, not looking good.
Probably a race to forget about.
Very much so. He had the pace, but he's just not had any luck. And Brando is now back into the points. If he keeps the
Paper
pressure
Stream's
up,
nearly there. Paper Stream's only one place away from points, but
he needs another
Despair.
retirement, I think.
Surprised Despair hasn't gone on to the softs, personally, but that should have got him probably to the end.
Yeah, I think they would get him to the end of the stage. Lucas is on the softs, obviously, although he's down in 6th and well off the top 5. Because of that, like I said, the safety car went in very early. The field had not even caught back up, so I'm not quite sure what was going on with that safety car. I feel like it should have stayed out a bit longer.
In my eyes, because the safety car was ending, I'm not like I think Taz. I think he was hoping the safety car would come back through, and he could just I don't know, but there's no other reason apart from the game glitching out that he'd sit. Literally, he wasn't sat on the apex of the corner. I think there was enough room, but because I think Despair was behind someone, he just couldn't see the car in front of him. And obviously, when you can't see what's ahead of you, it's gonna cause an incident. So
yeah, I'm about 90% certain Tazonic did not do that deliberately. It might not have even been him doing it in control of that car.
He has had some issues
That's bad for
over
this
race, so
yeah,
that's definitely going to help Brando out probably into the points.
I think he is. Yeah,
there's not really much happening.
No, there isn't. So Joe is leading. Obviously, he's on fresher tyres than Bonge, and Allied Square is actually really closing in on Bonge. I think Joe is, barring something strange, Joe probably has this race win, but the battle for second still very much on between Allied Squire and Bonge.
Yep. Allied Squire 4 tenths behind Bonge at this current moment in time.
Meanwhile, Ramsey is closing in on Pete for P4 as well. They've both had very solid races as well. Obviously, Pete led for a brief window after the safety car until Joe obviously relieved him of that.
Oh, Despair with a time penalty.
Yeah, he's down in 11th, trying to get back into points. I think that time penalty might just make it a little bit difficult for him now, though. We've got Greg starts on RSF1 Hunt as well. They both have 3 seconds of penalty, so this is a fair fight for P7. A little
also has a 3-second time penalty as well. I'll just have to have a look. That's the wrong one.
He is 5.6 seconds clear of Hunt though, but that gap does seem to be just slightly decreasing.
Oh, Lucas 8's gone off track. Not going to help him keep his time. Tazonic's just rejoined. That might be why.
Yeah, like I said, I'm certain he did not have control of that car when that happened.
He's probably rejoining, thinking, where the hell?
Because you mentioned obviously waiting for the safety car, but why? Oh, we've got a spinner. That is Despair. This is going from bad to worse for him.
He's going
yeah. But I was going to say, there's no
11.
reason Tasonic would wait for the safety car because otherwise he would end up a lapped car. So, yeah, I'm certain.
I think Despair's going to have to pit again. I think his tyres are absolutely cooked.
Yeah, he's not enjoying this right now.
Just drift around the corners. Go for fastest lap, because you do get fastest lap. Even if you're in 20th place, you'll get fastest lap if you get it. Oh, I think he might be out the race here, actually. Nope.
Meanwhile, the timing has rather gone to pot. Not quite sure what's going on with it.
We'll just blame Despair, who's about to get lapped.
Yeah, why not? I can see that Greg Stars has got past RSF1 Hunt though, so he's now up to P7.
Should now hunt down Lucas Aid, who's not that far ahead now.
Yeah, seems to be struggling for pace on those softs. They don't seem to be working as well as he maybe would have hoped. Despair now retires. That's a crash. Could be another it is another safety car. Wow, now this is intriguing.
Oh, they can't pit.
Joe cannot pit. Pete is in.
Ramsey's not in though.
Ramsey's staying out.
I would imagine will pit.
Now this changes the game entirely here, but Pete, unfortunately, a 5-second penalty. He did not need to do that. He was in a strong position here, because I don't think he's actually going to lose out much because of it.
Done it again. Right, Drinks, you're going over there, so I don't keep picking you up.
Well, Greg Stars is in as well, so he's pitting for a fresh set of softs. RSF1 Hunt stays out. So, well, who does this benefit?
To the finish now.
Pete is going to be kicking himself for getting that penalty, because I think if he didn't have that penalty, he would be in such a strong position right now.
Paper stream, go for softs.
Yeah, go for soft, paper stream. Come on. You know you want to. You know you want to do it.
Oh.
No, why are you staying out, boy? Boy! How are you doing this?
To be fair, he could still finish in the points with everyone ahead of him basically on penalties.
Oh, absolutely.
All but Brando.
He's got a chance. Brando is very much in the chance for a strong recovery after what happened to him mid-race.
I do want to check something though. I want to check if the top 4 are close to... So, Joe, 1 warning away from a penalty.
Okay.
Bonge, 2 warnings from a penalty. Allied Squire, 2 warnings away from a penalty. Ranzi, a warning away. Lucas Aid, I think, already has a penalty.
Yes, he does. He has 1 free second. So,
I think, has a penalty.
So the top 4 have got to be careful here, because they are nearing, especially in Joe and Ramsey's case, they're close to getting their final penalty. And with the field so bunched up as it is, that could have maximum impact on their finishing position here.
Joe, get out of AI.
Naughty boy.
This is what happened the last time someone was in AI.
Yes, we did.
And unfortunately, I don't think any of the drivers are actually still running. I don't think.
No.
Seb was the one that got pushed into the wall.
Brando's in the pits for a fresh set of softs.
Paper Stream's not going to be...
I think Paper Stream is
Paper
just
Stream...
focused on catching the pack up before the... Because to be fair, remember, the safety car came in quite early last time, before the pack even caught up. I think Paper Stream just wants to get on the back of that pack, which I can actually understand. He doesn't want to be caught out by the safety car coming in. Because don't forget, there's not many laps left to go here, so I think the safety car will probably be coming in either this lap or next lap. So I think Paper Stream's
They should catch up.
So Paper Stream's only focus right now is getting on the back of that pack. And he's just going to try and keep it clean and maybe snatch a point out of this.
Squire, get out of AI as well.
No AI, boys. Don't be naughty.
I don't know why they sit in AI. It doesn't do anything. I guess if you want to like take a drink or something, it has been quite a...
It has been a
long race.
It's been a tricky Grand Prix, no doubt about it. But
safety car still hasn't said if it's coming in or not. Usually does it by this corner if it's coming in.
Let's keep an eye on it. When Paper Stream comes to the back of the pack, there we go. Yeah,
no, it's in.
I was just waiting for Paper Stream to get on the back of the pack, because that does sometimes trigger when all the cars form up. So
Joe needs to be careful in these last three
laps. Yeah. It's
needs to be careful not to pick up a penalty.
Yeah, same for Ranzi.
See where Joe decides to go.
He's leaving it late. He's leaving it right to the line. There we go then. The McLaren sets off. And off we go then. Bonge has got to try and protect from Lucas Aid is being swamped by Hunt and Pete, I believe. Oh, Bradford late on the brakes. Gets ahead of Lucas Aid. I think he does side by side. Lucas Aid is squeezed out though. And now the Haas of Brando gets past as well. He's on the softs, don't forget.
Stars is now in P10. Oh, he's gone round the outside. Lucas Aid cuts that back in. No.
Pete has got past Hunt as well. He's out in the P5. He's on those soft tyres.
Oh, Bradford's out.
Bradford's gone. That's the AlphaTauri out. And that does mean Paper Stream, that if he can at least finish, will score points here today.
Go on, Paper Stream. The absolute goat of F1.
In fact, everyone that finishes now will score something from this race.
Luke's actually going to score another point. Yes. He's only got 1 point to his name.
Well, he's on for at least one more. Maybe more, depending on what happens. It's a gutting for Bradford, though. It just... it was all...
Has Lucas got a broken front? No, he hasn't. He's just going really slow.
He's on very old soft tyres, so that probably explains his pace at the moment. Not particularly strong. But Paper Stream is...
back onto the podium here.
Indeed,
Joe, unless he makes a mistake in these last 2 laps, I think he's going to comfortably win this.
Yeah, Joe really is...
Obviously, no more DRS until I think the last lap, I think.
Yeah, but even then, they won't get it on the final lap, of course.
Oh, Brando on RSF1 Hunt. See if he makes the lunge down the inside.
Has a look.
He does.
Lunges up, but Hunt is protecting as best he can. We know Hunt is a strong defender. Brando's going to try and go around the outside, though. Breaks later. He's got more grip in that Haas. Side by side, bit of contact, nothing serious. And he's through. What a move by Brando.
Red Star's now onto the back of him now as well.
But he can't find a way past. There's nowhere to overtake, really, from this part of the track onwards.
Battle for last is so intense. It's amazing.
It's incredible. Paper Stream and Lucas, they fighting.
Battles, like, all this race, there's not been, like, one time, apart from maybe for, like, what, maybe 5 seconds that we haven't had, like, one battle.
There's been at least something going on. Yeah. Ooh, I thought Brandon was going to lose at turn 11 there, but he's okay. We're moving on to the final lap.
Should comfortably hold off Alatoire, and this Alatoire literally lunges it down the inside of Bonge, but Bonge and last laps around tracks aren't usually the best, seeing as he crashed out last season at Britain, literally on the last lap. And here we are, the last lap of the race.
Ramsey disqualified for not using did he? Wait, hang on a sec. Let me have a look at that.
Oh no!
That's not right. Ramsey definitely used a set of hards in this race. Ramsey has been
now checking.
He has definitely used a set of hards, and Hunt is out of the race as well.
Yeah, he's been in.
Ramsey's been screwed here. That is not right.
He'll be getting points. I don't care. Same as Hunt.
Yeah.
That's a load of bollocks.
That is actually really not on there because he definitely used a different set of hard tyres.
Yeah, he went mediums, hards, mediums. Like can. Ramsey won't be watching this, but he'll know to screenshot his tyre compounds at the end.
Yeah, because he was running in P4. I mean, obviously, we don't know if Brando might have got him for that position, but he would have finished no worse than P5, I suspect. Because obviously, Pete, Greg Stars, and Luke Sade have penalties, and Paperstream is nowhere near him. Hunt had a penalty too. I think he was running in P7.
Alatoire getting really close to. Anyway, let Joe round the final corner.
Here he comes then.
Win the Hungarian Grand Prix, and I think Shrimper would be proud of this race. Bonge comes home in P2, but Brando
fastest lap and almost steals the podium. Just misses out in the end. Greg Stars will take P5 off of Pete because of a penalty. It's going to be close. Luke safe crosses the line. Paperstream takes P7 away from him. And Paperstream has some points. It may not be P7 depending on what they do with Ramsey and Hunt, of course, but yeah, that is points for him. And Brando driver of the day. I mean, started 20th, finished P4 and almost got a podium. Would you agree with that? Obviously, he did have that moment with... but he did recover very well, it has to be said.
What a race.
Oh, that was crazy for both right and wrong reasons.
So we have Let Joe winning the race with Bonge in P2. Alex Squire only 5 tenths behind Bonge, finishing in P3. Brando P4, Greg Stars in P5, Pete in P6, Paperstream P7, and Lucas Aid P8. RSF1 Hunt and Ramsey, that's the one. They will pick up some sort of points. I'm not sure where they'll get placed, but I'm sure the stewards will sort out, seeing as I am one.
Yeah, definitely. I think Bradford will... No, actually, Bradford will drop into P11 because I'm sure, as you say, Ramsey will be classified. Yeah, so...
Oh, we've got a... I got a DT for nothing. Assume nothing can be done about that. Unfortunately, not with drive-throughs. You can't.
Unless you recorded it. But unfortunately, with the safety cards, it kind of neutralises it, doesn't it?
We need to get Bonge in. Let Joe. He'll be in and out basically. Who else was it? Alex Squire.
Yeah.
Who is peering off the line like a noob. I am just gonna quickly invite Ramsey and RSF1 Hunt to kind of tell them that they will be scoring points when I can find RSF1 Hunt. Anyway, where is he? I don't know if he's raged and gone offline, but where is he? I can't. Oh, there he is. Right at the top.
Well, to be honest, if he did rage, I wouldn't blame him. But I think he is here.
Bonges just left.
He'll do.
Ramsey, I know. Obviously,
No, we're
you
not
got.
keeping them results. I
squad
don't
of-
care what. We're not keeping them. That's got to be rerun.
I was literally about to say we're going to give you points anyway. I don't know what position.
I would have been P4. I,
I don't
wouldn't have
know
got
what-
any lower than P4.
We'll sort it out in the.
Greg had a penalty.
stewards.
Pete had a penalty. Luke had a penalty. I was well ahead of Paper Dream.
I think maybe Brando might have challenged you for that P4, but you would have been no lower than
he's
fifth.
already got to get past Pete to get past me now on the last lap.
That's true. That's very true.
So, and Pete's not easy to get past. He was on fresh soft. I wasn't too worried if Pete got past me anyway because I knew he had 5 seconds, and he's not going to pull 5 seconds.
Well,
on me in one lap.
we will sort this out. So at the moment, you will be scoring points. We'll decide where you finish. We might even just put you where you were, because if no one was challenging you for your positions, then I don't see why we can't just give you the places that you were basically in. I mean, I don't think anyone would really complain. I mean, Brando from last to fifth, if anything. But we'll sort it out. I was just waiting for
And I think
Squire to
Hunt
join.
crashed into the back of my car as well.
Yeah, he did. That's why I said that you're both going to score points either way.
Yeah.
So
I think he would have been P7 maybe, because Brando was already ahead of him at that point.
I don't know. Ramsey, can you hear Adam?
Adam? No, I can't.
Oh,
for
it's
some
F1
reason.
Hunt. Oh,
Got a
you
question
blocked
mark?
each other,
No, it's
yeah,
got
that ends.
a question mark next to his name for some reason.
Right, anyways, you two can now jump out so we can get this stream wrapped up.
Yeah, no, it's
But you will be scoring points no matter what. We'll just decide kind of within the.
yeah.
So don't worry, you will score some sort of points. So don't
I
worry.
went medium, hard, medium, so it says I don't.
Yeah, I know.
And then
So don't worry, we'll sort it
when
out.
safety car restarted the first time, it had me as stopped on track. I had the counter on top of my screen. And I was still driving around. So I got technically disqualified twice from that race.
I don't know. We'll sort it.
Yeah.
Right. Get out of the way.
Alright.
Right. Both of you, shoe.
Away with you!
Right. I don't know if Alatoy is joining. I haven't really checked chat or anything, but I have invited him. But we'll continue on. We'll start off. We would have started off with P3, but he's not actually here. So Bonge, welcome back to the podium.
Hi.
I mean, qualifying is as close as you can get. Same time at Alatoy, you were complaining that you should have, I think, been above him because of.
Well, I should have been, because that's the
real
rules,
life.
but we move.
This is Codemasters and an F1 game, so what do you expect? I mean, fairly decent race for yourself. Obviously, pitted very early under VSC, and yeah, you kind of controlled it from there. Got back into P2, and yeah, just give us a few words of your race tonight.
Yeah, it weren't too bad. Can't complain with the P2 finish. Should have been a start to finish P2, but you know, oh well. We had the VSC early. I was going to 2-stop regardless, because I know the nature of some of the drivers in the league. There's bound to be a safety car, so I thought I might as well go for something different, like I did at Britain. I'm not overly comfortable around this track. It seemed to pay off. Seems to pay off. Held off Squire. He claims that I cut him off, but shouldn't have gone for a move from that far back. But we move. Can't trust kiddies on the track nowadays. But I jumped to spare in the championship now, so I'm up to P2. I think about 10 points off Joe. I know I'm not catching him because it's Joe, but and then plus however much he's gained this race. So I definitely know I'm not catching him, but if I can finish in the top 5, I'll be really, really happy with that. But just the bigger thing this race is racing for Shrimper, so glad that we could all come together in moments like this. The one time this community actually redeems itself. But yeah, just a rest in peace to Shrimper.
Yep, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just typing in the admin chat quickly. Right, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, obviously great race for yourself. Obviously a good race for Ferrari as well, with your teammate also scoring points as well. Look at that, look.
Yes, get in.
Get in there.
Well done, Luke.
Lewis. Anyways, congratulations on your P2 Bonge. We'll move over to the race winner, Let Joe. Welcome back to the... Well, I mean, it's not really welcome back because you're always here. Welcome back to P1 again. Didn't really put a foot wrong apart from obviously having some connection issues in qualifying. Probably worrying yourself that you weren't able to get in, and your main championship rival obviously also crashing out of the race. Then obviously that bringing out the safety car. I bet those safety cars were probably annoying you because you just wanted to get as much gap as you can, but you come away with yet another win. Not with fastest lap, but you get a 1 point for pole position. But yeah, just give us a few words of your race tonight.
Oh, sorry, I was on the mute. Yeah, I mean, it was a good race. I mean, it may not look like it, but I struggled, especially on the mediums. Because I thought Bonge would have caught me up because I was really struggling with the temps. But when I went onto the hards, I felt a lot better. I had me groove a little bit, but then the safety car came out. It was a bit stop and start, really. So I was a bit annoyed, but you know, these things happen. And then I just, brought it home again and did my best. And then obviously another safety car came out, and then basically just sprinted the race. Finish, shall I say. That's pretty much it. And then out once for Shrimper.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good race for yourself. So yeah, congratulations on your win, and you obviously extend that championship even more. Squire, you're obviously now in the party, so I don't know if you've already included your audio, but if you can do that already, that would be lovely. We'll move on to you now. Squire, obviously, same time as Bonge in qualifying, but obviously you got ahead slightly. First, I don't know why. I don't think it's whoever sets the time first. I don't have a clue. I don't really care either. But obviously you've come away with a podium. I think your first podium all season, I think. So yeah, congratulations on that. Just give us a few words of your race tonight.
I think it's my first podium this season. Definitely one of my consistent races. Didn't expect it to happen. I was expecting to crash by lap 4, as per usual with every other race I do. And also last season, which just doesn't go to show this season very much. But really annoyed with how many safety cars there were at the end. Because I was in a groove with the hards and following like 10 second, like 17, I don't know how far it was, behind Joe, and then having a 10-second behind, just having my own space, just going around, basically securing a P2, and then safety cars, like, I don't know how many of them, 2 of them came out.
Yeah.
Making us switch tires. I just followed Joe every pit stop. He was my strategist today.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Oh God. I'll be seeing you,
Wait,
right?
don't announce that. I will announce that. Right, that's 25 points deducted. 25 points deducted off your time. Right, anyways,
I'll be seeing Radion.
We'll be seeing a load of people die there, I would imagine. Yeah, obviously, congratulations to, I think, Bonge, actually. Has Bonge left the party? No, he's still here. Oh, okay, I thought you left. Congratulations to all 3 of you for getting the podium. Obviously, a very special race tonight. So I want to thank every single one of you who either ran the number or the helmet. Obviously, we did our 1 minute silence. Obviously, thank you to whoever did some donuts. I don't think a lot of you kind of did any, but obviously it's the thought that counts. We will be back. Oh, Go ahead. Someone said, Okay, I'll carry on. We will be... I swear to fucking God. Right, we will be back on Wednesday for the podcast, and we will be back next Monday for the Belgian Grand Prix. I would imagine a lot of people will be dying uphill, which I cannot wait for, so I can laugh at everybody. That is it from me. Thank you to Lightshock for helping out tonight. It's been a pleasure. It's been a very interesting race, very enjoyable.
You could say that again. Yes,
You
it's a
would
pleasure
say.
to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
And yeah, we will be back soon. And I think Bonge wants to say something because he keeps saying
I'm not saying anything. I've got my mic on mute.
Someone
You're
said,
you're hearing things. You're going senile.
To me, I swear.
Mate. Mate. I did that. I said Belgium. We're going to that shite hole of a track.
Mate, don't
Right,
leave
we'll
Belgium
be back
alone.
soon and
Okay.
goodbye.